early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Safety is always at the top of mind at Lincoln Electric System. The safety of our employees and the safety of our customers. It's National Safety Month. Visit les.com/safety for tips on all things related to electrical safety. If you're working in your yard, remember never to place landscaping, structures, and fences too close to above-ground electrical equipment. It's unsafe and could cost you financially. Visit les.com for a complete fence and landscaping installation guide.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
This is On the Block with Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer, Jay Foreman. Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This is On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Welcome in. It is On the Block here at 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Austin Orman, Eric Strickland, and Jay Foreman with you for the next couple of hours. Good news, friends. Jack Caglione hit his first major league home run. It was a pitch that was 4 feet off the ground, neck high, the 6'5 slugger, but he hit it 390-some feet out of the yard at 106 miles per hour. Stricky, we'll start with you.
No. What's good news about that other than it's good news for you?
Great news. Royals lead 3-0 and only 762 more to go for Jack Caglione to pass Barry Bonds. You remember your first NBA bucket, Stricky?
Yeah, it was a mid-ranger in off the break, hard push. You know, Stricky was gonna definitely push the tempo. You know what I mean? Got to that elbow, hot. Drop it like it's hot. Straight up, straight down, baka. You know what I mean?
2 points.
Yeah, a little start to it, you know. So, yeah, I ended up having 12. My first game, I think it was 12. Didn't try to overdo it. Just, you know, took what was given to me. And that's the way it was for Stricky. And then listen.
Was that your first career game in the NBA?
Yeah, first career game was against Vancouver. And
irony.
Listen, what also is crazy is when you go back and just really look at those times, there's memories of certain times in which you did certain things that are so momentous. It's the game-winning shot after Dirk airballs it.
Happy birthday, Dirk, by the way.
Yeah, Swish 41. after he airballs it against the world champs, the San Antonio memory. Back up. I'm on the backside, get that rebound, hitting the corner three in the Garden for the game winner against Milwaukee. Hitting John Starks with the hum. Go off the pick and roll, behind the back, Bayou Classic to the baseline, pull up, extended arm over Ewing. Back up.
Patrick Hooing?
Yeah. You remember certain things like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, those are some of the great memories I have.
Jay, you remember your first NFL tackle? Remember who you got?
Nope.
He ran.
Too many head collisions.
He hit Bo Jackson in the middle of the hole and
I don't remember
trucked
that.
it.
I mean, my first tackle, I think in a game or a special team.
Whatever.
Nope.
Nah. What's your most
who was the
memorable
best
tackle?
special teams guy that you guys at your time when you was really doing special teams that you said we gotta make sure these lanes is closed? Who was that guy that time frame?
I mean, New England had some really good dudes. They had this dude named Larry Wiggum, who was like
was he shifty or was he just downhill?
He was just the hardest guys to block are the safeties, the big safeties, because they can run, they physical enough. So he was a problem for everybody because he could weave and they did stuff. Then they had Larry Izzo, and then New England, they played all their starters. So I went against like Vrabel and Bruschi. So there's no all those guys.
Got you.
OJ Brigance. I still feel bad about
now the
that.
juice, different OJ.
I feel bad about the OJ Brigance, man.
What happened with OJ Brigance?
I just said some stuff that was not nice.
Did you have to call your grandmother after that again?
I did.
You did?
I did. I felt bad because he said, "God bless you," afterwards.
You had to reconsider some things.
I was too hype. I was too like, What I'm
yeah,
saying?
you didn't get the fodder from him. Like he didn't say something on the phone or on an interview. You just went at the man.
Yeah, well, Danny Smith.
Did you make it personal?
Danny Smith said, "This is man." On Monday, he said, "This is your dude. This is who you got. This is the best in the league. We're gonna see what you about." So that's what it was on. And plus, he played at that time. I think he played for the Dolphins. And I didn't know that he was like a super Christian.
Would that have stopped you?
Yeah, because then he became like he went to the Ravens and he was like the head of the player development, widely respected. And I'm just out there just talking straight crazy. I'm saying things that I just know I would never want to say anything unless I was about that time.
Words you've never put in a sentence together before and words you never put in a sentence after?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, I said some stuff to Isaac Bruce and chased him on the sideline. I did some
Isaac
stuff.
Bruce was the second best receiver on that team, let's be honest.
I know, but it was strict talk about memories, man. You do some stuff out in the field, man. Like, Marcus Pollard, I looked him up the other day. He coaches at Jacksonville. Just for the simple fact I'm thinking about
Jacksonville State?
Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm thinking about I need to go ahead and just go to call down to D'Amico and say, listen, I need to coach 2 games. Home and away.
That's it.
Yeah, I got to come see you again.
It's
but I'm just saying, no, he was a good player. But the first tackle, no. But I do remember when I hit your boy Michael Pittman, knocked his helmet off, and he was out like a light.
As in Michael Pittman Sr.?
Oh,
As in Pittman Jr.'s dad?
He had them big old arms. He played at Fresno.
Big swole.
Yeah, so he had, he was yoked up. And so Cats was like, they had him and Mike Allstott.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no, man, we ain't backing down from them dudes. So we played against when he was in Tampa. And they did this formation with John Gruden where they flipped the formation motion. So I went from
and they only ran spider 2 wide banana out of it?
They were trying to. They did.
Actually?
That's exactly what it was. And they went to the flat guy. And I was in the flat. When he got hit, that helmet was gone and the helmet exploded. And you know what your boy was doing.
Whoa, you was all wolf talking.
Wolf talking. All up and down the sidelines. He was mad. And I was like, them arm crows ain't doing nothing for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I got a question.
What up?
Did this change the rule, and is this the greatest travesty in one of the greatest travesties in football, as far as what Kenny Bell did to that Wisconsin player on that.
You mean
block.
the penalty or whatever?
Yeah, they called the penalty on him when he hit him legally.
It was clean back then. That's a clean block, man.
Right?
That's a Hines Ward special. Hey, I can tell you, Hines Ward. Listen, I told him before the game. I said, "Listen here, I seen what you're doing." Because what he would do, he would motion in and get the linebacker so they run toss, and then next thing you know, boom, he hit you. I seen the motion. I took straight off for him.
Right at it.
You're right at it. You're right at it. So that's that Hines Ward special. Yeah. He would put cats to sleep.
Right.
So yeah, but the Kenny Bell one was clean. When you see guys get knocked out, man, it back then it was like that was like a badge of honor. You knock somebody out.
Yeah.
But then back then they come back, you know what I'm saying? They come back.
Yeah. The concussion protocols was definitely different.
The protocol was here's some smelling salts.
Go back in there.
You better go back in there.
Right.
You better go back in there. They'll question you, man. I finally got Lamar Smith and gave him some sleep medicine, and he came back.
You gave him some melatonin.
Yeah, and he came back.
Right.
And I said, man, I'm glad you woke up from your nap.
Yeah.
I said, but I'm gonna knock you out
again. Yeah, I love it. The real talk. Just got off the phone, man, with Chuck Johnson. Great guy, by the way. Love the Hall of Fame. Stricky's down there. Jay didn't play here, so he ain't in there. But if you get a chance to go down and see Stricky, if you were listening, man, go down. It's kind of off in the cut. It's back there by the baseball stadium. Go down there and check it out, man. See Stricky down there doing his thing.
What are you talking about, man?
The Hall of Fame. Nebraska Hall of Fame.
Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame.
Yeah. It's down there. Just right on down, just on the cut.
You in there?
I'm in there.
He's about
they got a life-size pole. You can step in my shoes. You know what I'm saying?
They got it. You like that?
Yeah. It's real cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chuck.
Definitely would have
Chuck, man, love you, man. It was good talking to you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How about that?
Chuck is advocating for Stricky he's been advocating for Stricky to be a coach for a while.
At Nebraska.
He's been like riveting down there. So I got to give him some love, man. He's really been pushing for Stricky.
How about that?
Get off in
there.
Shout
out Chuck.
Yeah. Shout out Chuck.
Fellas, let's just briefly touch on the College World Series happenings from last night. Arkansas.
Did that hit off his head?
Arkansas.
That's whole.
So let's go through this. Through this. Arkansas is up 3-2. They give up a tank to the best hitter on LSU's team to tie the game at 3 in the 8th.
They gave up a
tank.
What's a tank?
A bomb.
A homer.
Oh, okay. That's what you call. Okay, that's a new word for me.
You've never heard it called a tank?
No, I've never heard it called a
tank. A jack.
Okay.
A bomb.
Yeah, I've
heard
right
those. Center field.
To
tie the game at 3. That was in the bottom of the 8th inning. Top of the 9th comes. Arkansas puts 2 runs on the board. They're up 5-3. Feeling all right. I mean, it's going to be a war in Omaha. But then they throw it away with 1 out. They start the inning with a strikeout. Ground ball to first base. First baseman throws it away. Runner on second. Okay, no harm, no foul. You can allow 1 run to score. Then bases get loaded. Arkansas shortstop, again, there's 1 out in the inning. Gets a tailor-made ground ball for a double play. He goes to third. He fields it, but takes the out at third. So a run scores. Okay, still runners on first and second there. Then the dude dives, has a bad read, wants to make up for it, dives, ball hits him somewhere. I couldn't tell if it was his head, his foot, wherever. Bounces down the left field line against that wall. 2-run score, tie the game. So the runner's on second base, still 2 outs. Here comes the guy that just hit the home run the previous inning to tie the game. Base open behind him. His run doesn't mean anything. They don't walk him. He hits a walk-off single off the glove of Millard South product, Cam Kojal. If Cam is this much taller, he catches that ball.
Wow.
Forces a deciding game. But instead, LSU on to the College World Series finals. What is it about those moments that makes it so hard to finish? Arkansas's curse.
Is that they're wearing the colors of, say it, Jay, Bill Buckner?
Yeah, it is a little bit reminiscent. I think
he got the red color.
I saw that live, man.
Oh, you saw it live?
Oh yeah, because I was a big Mets fan, Darryl Strawberry and all those guys. But I think it's in any sport, man. I think when the fundamentals and understanding that the simple play and being ready and being over prepared and understanding, like especially in baseball, it can't come your way. You constantly got to be thinking. You cannot take a second off, and again, you talk about a bad read. Everything starts with footwork.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Strick's talking about the different moves he did. It all starts with footwork. Anything I ever done, football wise, it starts with footwork.
Facts.
But, hitting the baseball, it starts. Every sport is from the ground up.
Footwork and timing.
And so you just hate it for Arkansas, but that's the difference when you play in this big. First of all, you're in a foreign environment, right?
Right.
I mean, so sure LSU is here all the time, but it's not the same team every year, and so.
But Arkansas is here pretty regularly too,
right? But just not the same team every year.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to get reacclimated, and there's a lot of pressure. You can't simulate pressure.
Mm.
You can't simulate adversity.
That's good. You can't.
You can think about it and prepare. To be honest with
you,
you,
Jack Stark it.
Yeah, I mean, I used to sometimes think about what if I missed a tackle in the game, how I always like to have a good bounce back, percentage, and it worked out pretty decent. But I mean, it sucks just because
you can Nick Anderson it.
Yeah, he should have just kept his mouth shut. That's the basketball guys coming back. You say something bad about Black Jesus and Michael Jordan, the basketball guys come back and get you. And they got you against them Rockets.
Right.
Sphincter muscle was tight.
Wasn't they talking about 45 or something like that?
He said that 45, it ain't no 23. Then he scored 45 the next game, and he missed a free throw on purpose. You talking junk to the great.
That's gangster though. Think how gangster it is.
That's the greatest.
I want 45 just because you opened your mouth.
I'm the greatest of all time, and he's super petty, and he's ultimate commit. That's the worst combination ever.
Jay, he's super petty. Ain't that right?
Yeah.
Just straight up petty.
Everybody in the NBA you got a button to push, just like when LeBron had the game against the Celtics, Game 6. And it's the greatest, one of the greatest games of all time. You have Jordan, when he does that,
Allen Iverson to step over.
Yeah, Kobe and all that, right?
Yeah.
But then when you got to do that's petty.
No doubt.
Like when they talk about the story about Dan Marley, he went in the locker room, told Eddie Johnson, I'm giving your boy 50. And then Tom Chambers and Eddie Johnson's like, no, they ain't. He's like 200. 200. So he bet 200.
Right.
So then what was it? Cotton Fitzsimmons? He's like, yeah, he's like, I'm eating you up tonight because your boy's over here. He took the bet. And then he got mad, sent them back in the game. And then the thing is, when he had 36, he hit 38. He's like, 2 more. I want my money. And then he dunked on him. He's like, pay me my money.
Pay me my money.
And then checked himself out the game.
Yeah, and checked himself out. I remember that.
Right.
Do you remember what he did to
Vancouver? Derek Martin.
Derek Martin. Woo, that was so gangster.
Yeah.
I was about to say left-handed Derek. Yeah.
Or the cat that the worst guy he did was the guy from at that time. I think they were the Bullets because they went.
He did KG. He got KG with RJ Ryder, JR Ryder.
But that was because that's fine, right?
Yeah,
that's fine. And I seen Jordan like that on the golf course, though.
Oh yeah.
Because
if he lose, he's not. He's gonna. You better be ready to play 36 to.
Listen, Jordan
54.
We used to have this thing called
he won his money.
Black Golfers Association in
the BGA.
BGA.
So it's all like retired dudes.
Yeah, that's us. We got a BGA in Texas too.
So Jordan he had this yellow Ferrari, and so he must have went somewhere else and hit balls and stuff. So we're all out there, and then everybody was like waiting to tee. Everybody's on the first tee. We're like, hey, dude, we gotta go. Like, we waiting. So then here he comes. So then he's like, all right, what's up? Like, what's the deal? So he shows up and throws his wallet or his like little, money thing down there. He's like, who wants some? And then he was like, $20, just to play is $20 a hole and everything. They had a guy that did all this. So Jordan, he
up the ante.
Yeah. But when he left though, he got rat-a-tat-tat.
Yeah, upside down.
I said, let me get some of that, right? And this is the worst thing you do. So I dug off in him, and I only won like $60. So I felt like it was like 60 million. So I got him, and he must have been in there like smoking a cigar or something like that. So I knew it was the car.
Yeah.
I put the scorecard on there on his car. Put my number on there. Holla at your boy.
Whoa.
Now, mind you, they say he used to only play once a month. He was there at Carmel Country Club. Hey, he said, "Where's?" He said, "Where's he at?" Right? Where's he at? I'm looking around like, who? He said, you. So then we went again. Now we went again, and you talk about being sphincter muscle being tight on number 10, a par 3 downhill in the fall. Willie Duff.
So how much did he take off of you?
He got me back for. I had to give him 100. So he 40. So the whole thing he was 140. But hey, them other dudes, that just they was like in the point they would just kept like trying to he can be obviously big big wallet, big bank kid, pretty good, but that you never want to mess with somebody petty. I just did it because I didn't think he was ever gonna beat. I was like, he just showed up the one, you know what I'm saying?
He's petty on the court, not on the course. But right? I'm good. He's retired. I'm chilling.
Michael Jordan plays golf with like other super billion, like at that time Barkley and Tiger Woods. I did it because I thought there was never a chance. There was never a chance that I was gonna see him again. Mm-hmm. So I was hyped, and then weeks went by. But I'm gonna tell you one dude that's about to get this work though. What's Steph Curry's real name? What is it,
Wardell.
Yeah,
Wardell, Stephen Curry the
Wardell and Wardell Sr. They already know what's happening.
You coming for him?
Yeah.
Chris Child style.
Yeah. Wardell's getting it.
All right.
Dell Sr.
Love it.
Not Junior.
Yeah, and here's why, man. There was a dude in Charlotte that used to go around and like say that we was brothers. We both were like kind of like favorite each other, but we weren't brothers. You know what I mean? So he must have played with Dell. Mm-hmm. And was like, yeah, that's who I am. And he went and wore some plaid pants. So I just found out the other day, my boy Todd Lynch told me, said that they thought it was me and they dug off in homeboy. So the whole time when I'm coming back, they were like, we
want you, right?
Like, bring your plaid pants. I was like, bro, I don't wear no plaid pants. They was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, oh, that wasn't me.
That wasn't me.
That was him. I said, but just for the simple fact you said it.
Now I got it.
Yeah, now I'm going to be there. I'm standing straight up on business.
Yeah. And everything's in order. Ankles feel good.
I'm going to be taped up.
Let's tape up this segment. Go to break.
Everything is going to be in order.
We'll be right back on the block.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Life changes, and sometimes that means changing where you call home. Whether you're downsizing, growing your family, relocating, or facing tough times, you shouldn't navigate it alone. I'm Laura Bonta-Bush with Woods Rose Realty, and I'm here to guide you with all your real estate needs. As wife of football coach Bill Bush, I understand the importance of teamwork and making sure you are supported every step of the way with honesty, integrity, and compassion. If you're looking for a game plan to buy or sell your home, text the word HOME to 402-534-1919. That's HOME to 402-534-1919.
Staying healthy and comfortable starts with the air you breathe. If you're noticing more dust, odors, or allergies, it could be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Pure Air starts with cleaner air ducts, pair with enhanced filtration and purifications options, and the difference is amazing. When the air you breathe is clean and fresh, your home smells fresher, and your family is healthier. Time for cleaner air in your home? Call Bryant for a free estimate. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
We're back here on the block. Austin, Jay, and Strick with you on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Talked some NBA draft yesterday. As we are inside of a week away from the draft, we're going to keep those conversations going here throughout the course of the next 6 days. Saw this from Brett Siegel, NBA writer. He says the 76ers have offered multiple first-round picks in addition to the third pick to the San Antonio Spurs to move up one spot to select Dylan Harper. Spurs haven't budged. Now a big decision faces Philly with the number 3 pick. And not only is Philly trying to trade up to number 2, Ace Bailey has canceled his workouts.
That is the dumbest. Philly. Go ahead. Keep going.
I was going to send it to you after that. What do you do for Philly? What are you doing?
That is, look, no, what is Ace Bailey doing? Like, okay, the question then becomes, is Ace Bailey the Shedeur Sanders version in the NBA? That becomes a question, meaning, look, Shedeur, there's things he could have done a little bit different. Maybe, don't limit yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be honest. I think Shedeur is going to be a tremendous player in this league. He could even be great. It's going to depend on his mental, stamina to do so. There's a lot of players that think that he's got the moxie, but what is his worth ethic going to look like? Anybody's worth ethic, if you're worth your salt, can elevate itself once you've got a chip. But once you don't have the chip, your greatness is then determined by your mental capacity to want to go to the heavens as opposed to just to the clouds. Right? So for me, the Ace Bailey situation, you've already created knocks again. And this is why I'm asking the question. Is it a similar thing? You've already got knocks that people are getting. One, your height. You kind of fabricated that whole thing. You're still young. You're kind of coming off with, some maturity issues. And then you don't want to meet and show your abilities to.
And he did interview with him at the Combine. So they've been in contact, but he canceled his visit and his interview in Philly.
That's wild. because he doesn't want to go to Philly. He's trying to dictate to where he goes.
And I get that.
I think
he
falls. Okay, let's talk about this real quick. I want to let you finish. But after you finish, I want to know the line on how far Ace Bailey falls.
I mean, Ace Bailey could fall to the bottom half of the lottery if he's not careful.
That part.
I think I understand what Philly is doing, right? Wanting to move up to number 2 to get Dylan Harper. I think he's a better fit for them, their timeline and positionally, than Ace Bailey would be. I don't think Philly wants to give developmental reps. I think they want a plug and play guy before they get rid of Embiid. I really think so. I think Harper, his ability to get downhill alongside Maxey, Jared McCain coming off an injury, I think that's a better fit than Ace Bailey, who's
I don't like it.
Well, Ace Bailey has more of a developmental curve.
I don't like Dylan Harper there with Maxey. I don't like that combo.
I think Maxey's good enough at 3 levels that Harper can make it work.
Well, their style is definitely going to have to change, or Embiid's going to have to leave. They're not going to be able to have two handling point guards with that type of set. I don't think. I think your style has to look more like Indiana's if you're going to have multiple handling guards with Maxey and Dylan. Now, size-wise, they'll be fine. But do you consider Dylan Harper a defender at the level to be able to guard 2s the way that you're going to need to guard 2s? Yeah. I think he's. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying I think he's capable. But that's the thing that you're going to have to weigh out if you're going to make that move.
Absolutely.
And so the other side, the question then becomes, last thing, the question then becomes San Antonio's side, who do you move? Because you got De'Aaron Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Are you banking and holding on that? Because are you gonna 2-year, just move him in slow? That's when you stay and then you pick up Harper. Otherwise, I think they're moving to get size on the free agent market to combo with Wemby. I don't think they're looking guard. So I can see them going to get Dylan, and this is why they're probably not moving. But if they move De'Aaron Fox, I think the slow play for them is the best play.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, first of all, canceling a visit is just not what you want to do. Because I think the more times that you can get in front of people, you just never know when that, circle of life comes up around. You know what I'm saying? And the media and people are so quick to paint people as divas and all this other stuff. We just saw it on display in the biggest fashion with Shedeur Sanders. But as far as fit goes, I'm with Strick. I do not think Dylan Harper with Maxey, with McCain, and there really is no upside. You need to find an option in between, which would seem to be Ace Bailey, in between a Paul George size-wise and Embiid, because you can't trust either of them. So you're going to have to eventually go to more of a up-tempo type of style.
Right.
And then you got to guard Dylan Harper that's is not an over-dribbler, but he's crafty. I mean, he can get down, and he's NBA ready. He's been NBA ready for like 3 years. But you got Maxey that for whatever reason, I always feel like they see Maxey being good, and I think he's just
they maxed him, so
right, but it was reluctantly. I mean, it should have been. I felt like it should have been a no-brainer, but it's Philly, so
they had to move some money around. Remember, they had Harden on the books, they had Embiid, wanted Paul George,
but it was also when it was time that they could do it, they didn't do it right away. So from experience, it lets you know that the conversations are: do we really want to do this or not? I feel like I'd be more invested in him than Embiid. But it's vice versa.
The asterisk MVP.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be good, but I think San Antonio is a good place for Dylan Harper as well. But De'Aaron Fox does cause some problems because it's drastic. Listen, you got the fastest dude in the NBA with the ball, and young guy coming in that's used to doing whatever he wants and creating his own shot. Well, the fastest dude in the NBA with Wemby can do what he wants. Dylan Harper, he gonna shoot the ball whenever. In college, he shot it whenever he wanted to.
It was him and Ace.
Austin.
Dylan Harper is a legitimate playmaker.
You don't have to do anything. It's what you do in sports. You have the option. You had the highest recruiting class in the whole nation, so you weren't playing with Jay Foreman at 50.
They had 2 dudes. The rest of that roster was so atrocious.
Right, but what I'm saying is, you go from ultimate freedom at Rutgers to playing I guess, alongside the fastest point guard in the league, who's an all-star or potentially a highly paid guy if he's still there, in the franchise. It ain't going to mix.
And see, I'm going to trust his NBA dad pedigree. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. I think he's a right play guy. I think the ceiling in terms of production is De'Aaron Fox. Two different styles. I think you want Dylan Harper to eventually get to De'Aaron Fox level.
Yeah, agreed. That's why I say slow play.
Right. And you buy that maybe Dylan Harper can shoot better from three and be a better fit long-term. He's shown some ability to do it. Fox has really plateaued. So I think Fox is movable. I don't think Stephon Castle should be a guy that you need a super offer for, right? He's fine.
Yeah.
He's okay. He's a role guy. I don't think he's special.
He's a 3, too.
Castle,
I like he's a 3.
2-3, maybe.
I like him better in Philly almost if you're going to bring Dylan Harper in there. I mean, at least he's a viable option.
But that's why I like Harper in Philly, because he doesn't have the learning curve. I agree that Philly needs someone of Ace Bailey's skill set more, absolutely. But they need a plug-and-play type of guy. This is the core that they've committed to, that they're going all in on. And I trust Dylan Harper to make that work better for them. And I understand them wanting to move up than I do them, quote unquote, settling for Ace Bailey. They don't need another small guard in Trey Johnson, who's going to take a lot of shots. But you think McCain was that before he went down. Well, he had a good rookie year. We'll see what he turns into. I think Philly should be okay with where they're at, or maybe looking to trade back a spot or two for a bigger wing, like a Con Knipple, who's going to be a low usage guy who you can cover for defensively but can spread the floor. I don't know if Philly's going to do that, which is why I think Harper is the more plug-and-play guy, even if Bailey in the long term could turn into more of what they need.
Yeah, it's hard for me to when I look at Philly and they need a plug-and-play. I guess it's hard for me to plug and play because them dudes don't play. The two superstars are always hurt.
Well,
and if they are healthy, a team like Philly seems like they needed like a Con Knipple, because they need somebody that's very mature, and almost reluctantly will shoot the ball. They need a guy that is going to come in and do the dirty work.
In more athletic Zerbiak.
Right. And do the dirty work, and is okay with being the fourth or fifth option.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, is Ace Bailey really that mature enough to come in and do it? Is Dylan Harper is just because he's had to be mature. And like you say, Johnson, a very small guard. Then you're like, all right, by game 55, he's ready. 56, he's worn out. So Philly's in a tricky situation based on who they have on the roster.
If San Antonio is going to keep De'Aaron Fox, they need to trade down.
That's what I
think. Not take Dylan Harper.
Yeah. That's what I think.
If Philly is not going to take, and that's what I'm saying, like they should take that offer from Philly.
Yeah.
Then you move back one spot, give yourself more time, and then you can package that for even more to give yourself flexibility around Wemby. Maybe San Antonio ends up at 5, 6, 7, and 14.
You need
that
depth.
They could package. You do. You need a lot of swings, a lot of bites at the apple there. If they're going to keep De'Aaron Fox, they trade down. If they think Fox is movable and it was worth a shot, but they want to draft Harper anyways, then that's why you stay put at number 2. But you don't stay put at number 2 to keep all 3 of those guys on your roster at the same time.
Well, could you see Fox? No, I don't know all the salary cap stuff and all that stuff. Working in Philly with Maxey?
No.
Especially not defensively.
Definitely no. No, that's a no.
But then you start to think, if you're San Antonio, where can you move him? You can't send him back to Sacramento.
No.
There are 2 places you like to move people. Portland and Sacramento. But where could you possibly move him?
It's a style thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a style thing. You could see him playing Portland in Dallas.
I said the 2 places you can't send him, or one he's already been. He already wore out as well.
The place that I think he would be okay with, and then get Beal down, ultimately getting him out salary wise, move Booker back. I could see him in Phoenix.
It's good
style. LA if they don't re-sign Harden.
Clippers? Yes.
Yeah.
If Harden's not there, yes. But I'm saying that's where I can see it fitting style wise.
And then will Bradley Beal one of those be buyout deals, kind of like
potentially?
Yes. That's the only way I could see it. But other than that, but again, I don't think they have the assets to do it. Now they tricked off all their assets to be able to get a De'Aaron Fox. They don't really have much to offer. So
I mean,
That's unfortunate. That's the unfortunate part of it. They're already two tier or second tier. So this is why they're trying to move KD right now.
Let me ask you about these guys coming in the NBA, because it's kind of replication of like the NFL draft. Let's just say quarterback wise, because you look at the lottery picks. I view those guys as quarterbacks because those are the reason why they're called lottery picks. Now there's not 15 quarterbacks, but just the importance that they got to play well.
Yeah.
NFL's was so, right? Cam Ward went number 1, but it's still like it's not like when Peyton and them coming. Like, Peyton is 10 years he'd haul, Andrew Luck or somebody like that. Do you, when you look at this draft and NBA,
okay,
all the guys, and when we were up there at CWS, I was looking at your computer, I was like,
kind of,
is that what with your knowledge of that, right? And if you're a team either like Philly or San Antonio, now salary cap wise and style wise, and you want to do right by KD in Phoenix, but teams like that, or even like Atlanta, that you got to figure out a style or what you're going to do with Trae Young or build around him or whatever, or like all these teams. Do you even really get excited about it? I wouldn't move known assets, known production and try to talk myself into guys that'll be in something, knowing my eyes are like.
But at some point, you have to, under the new salary cap rules. If your proven production is expensive,
right,
and it's not resulting in championships anymore, we're seeing that a lot of these teams, maybe there's a better player right now that helps us win more games, but if we can be flexible,
right,
with salary and assets, maybe our third guy that we paid a bunch of money can go be someone else's second guy, the guy they think can fit into that window. So, I mean, yes, you're probably downgrading in the here and now on the court, but if it's a small enough step backwards and you set yourself up better in the future, I think a lot of teams are taking that bullet right now.
Yeah, I just wonder if you have. I always look at it I look at this draft as a bunch of mid-level guys, like mid-level exemptions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like compared to the draft. So you won't overextend yourself. Do you kind of mid-level your way with a good core until you like, all right, there's the dude we actually can start moving something.
I mean, it depends.
If you have the opportunity to do
so that's the difference about it now. It depends on the tier that you hit.
Yeah.
If you're able to work your salary cap to get under tier 2, then that gives you option for like almost a $14-15 million mid-level exception, which is good.
Yeah.
You can get a good player for that,
right?
Yeah.
So
otherwise you're at $5 million. So then you want to be very good and astute at making sure that your scouting department is good, because if you can, there's guys in the G League and there's guys that you can probably find that you can, a two-way guy, step him up a little bit, but you really better be good. Because guess how OKC did it? They saw something in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander that
nobody else
LA was sitting right on, that they just said, here you go, dang near for nothing.
Yeah.
Not for nothing,
Shane
not for
picks.
the halls,
Shane picks.
Shane
for
picks.
Paul George.
Yeah, I mean,
again,
the way I look at it is like, with the Miami Heat, I know that with the bubble, but when they kind of did it with like a Caleb Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Caleb Martin?
Good find.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the guy. If I'm Philly, if you need a style, that type of player.
Yeah.
That's what's appealing to me right now.
Even if it's a short-term hit.
That's what I'm saying.
Especially
right.
2 year, 3 year.
Right.
Cool.
Right. Because I know he's going to make all his money and he's going to produce. The return on investment is going to be good until,
because
AJ comes in and he's really doing, that guy was like, all right, you know what? We're going to move De'Aaron Fox for that guy.
Does Austin, I need to drop one on you. You ready?
Pause.
Austin, does it matter style, team, because you have these guys like Brown, who was with Denver,
Christian Brown. Yep.
You have KCP.
Mm-hmm.
They hit, but then they go somewhere else and fall off the map. Is it the pay? Is it the team? Is it the style? What's your thought?
I think I could look like a decent basketball player playing with Nikola Jokic.
Right?
That guy makes everyone's life easier. I think in the KCP example, he was miscast. Orlando needed too much out of him.
Yeah.
It was perfect for him, the situation. So I think one of the most important conversations a player, their agent, and the team can have is, what do we actually expect of you in a best case scenario, in a worst case scenario, and keeping that realistic focus.
Yeah.
KCP should have never been that big of an option on that team, and there was not a bunch of shooting around him like there was in Denver when they won the title. So I think that wasn't the best fit for him, even though it made sense.
That's why
Magic didn't come along.
That's why I go to the resident encyclopedia. Yeah. He gonna give me the depth of it.
That's that New England Patriots when they was all them receivers that Tom Brady made good.
Yeah,
like
and running back.
David Givens and all
White.
They go everywhere else and they
just basic.
Look the same. They don't look the same.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to it. Let's take our final
Except
break
Randy
of the
Moss.
hour. We'll give away $30 to Wings and Rings on the text line after this. A little bit more NBA and plenty more ahead during On the Block.
Here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Muchachos has been serving Lincoln delicious pork, brisket, and chicken tacos for several years now, as well as Hatch Mac nachos and more. Muchachos also brings you close to the taste buds of your favorite local college athletes with NIL deals like the B3 burrito for Bella Bacon of Nebraska softball and many more. See a variety of different NIL options at Muchachos at 11th and K or order online at yomuchacho.com. Open 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
The weekend is here and you and the boys need a place to hang out after your day on the golf course. Lucky for you, that place exists at Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill in South Lincoln. The 19th hole at the course is great, but it doesn't have 30 TVs showing all sports with 23 beers on tap. You can enjoy all of that at Liquid Assets, as well as delicious smash burgers, wings, and much more. Don't end your hangout after the golf round ends. Get to Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 2755 Jamie Lane.
Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Cags did it again. 2 homers on the day. Oh, yeah.
He found his stroke.
He
Pause.
sure did. 2 homers. Royals lead the Rangers 4-1 right now on the terrestrial airwaves. We will certainly flip over our signal to the radio airwaves after that. Austin, Jay, and Strick with you here. 2 home run day. Jack Caglione, both solo home runs. Like I said, Royals up 4-1. All right. A couple things to get to here. First and foremost, which one of you is answering the tiebreaker question to give away the $30 to Wings and Rings?
Stricken.
Okay. Eric Strickland. How many first overall NBA draft picks?
Pause. We gonna do something extra. Is this a good, tough question?
I'll ask you. How about that? I'll ask it, and then you can decide.
No, the reason being is I might give him a WTF shirt. Also,
sure.
No, we're gonna save that.
Okay.
We'll save
it.
We'll save it.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw y'all one though.
How many, Eric Strickland? How many first overall NBA draft picks did not attend college in the United States?
First overall
in the NBA draft.
Total.
Yes. How many first overall draft picks were not selected or did not attend college in the United States?
Oh, they didn't attend college. So I got to make sure I'm hearing your question.
Not foreign, just did not attend or were not drafted from a college in the United States.
Total.
First overall picks only. Stricky says 4.
In the life of the game.
In the NBA draft history.
2.
Stricky says 2. 402-464-5685. We'll give it to texter number what on the text line, Jay?
6.
Texter number 6. Over, under, or push. Strick's answer of 2. All right, a little bit of news before we throw it to break again. Get you set up for Thirsty Thursday. Ime Udoka signs a long-term contract extension in Houston.
Deserved.
Final numbers have not yet been posted for that contract. But according to Shams Charania, he is one of the highest paid coaches in the NBA. Now,
deserved.
Deserved, kind of deserved.
At least he didn't have to do the Spoelstra contract deal. So that's good.
Hey, Spoelstra worked out for him though.
I'm just saying he didn't have to work the Spoelstra. There's a new contract deal called the Spoelstra.
Spoelstra just said wait a little bit. I'm gonna sign it, but he signed it, but the ink didn't come up until after he got.
He auto penned it.
Yeah, you didn't hear about Spoelstra? He signed his deal the day after he was a free man.
No, it's all good. But no, I'm just this is jokes. But congratulations. That's big time.
I think he's a good coach.
He's a good coach, man.
He's always been a winner.
Leaving in Boston didn't change.
Them young knuckleheads.
That was the perfect. Matter of fact, where did Stricky say that he thought? You remember? Stricky said I thought he should go to Houston. If he goes to Houston, they need that
discipline, toughness.
And then that's where he went. See, if y'all listen on the block, you might get some insight and some crumbs.
That's why you listen. All right, we have the response. Augie is going to be our winner with an answer of over. It is more than 2. Let's go through the list of first overall NBA draft picks who were not selected.
You just said 2?
I said 4 initially.
Well, then either way, it's still over. Okay, so here we go. In order. Kwame Brown, high school.
Wow.
Yao.
Wait, but he's from here, though.
But didn't attend college here. He wasn't drafted out of college. He was a high school guy.
Bro, that question is a trick question, bro.
Did Moses Malone go number 1?
Yes. I think Moses did, too. Go ahead.
ABA.
Oh
yeah.
So
tricky.
Kwame, Yao, Braun, Dwight, Andrea Bargnani.
Who?
The Raptors guy. Back in the mid 2000s.
The Stores guy. What's his name from DC? Star.
No, he was not number 1 overall. The same guy in his draft, Zachary Risache from
That's
France.
the one it was. Yeah. Risache. I knew it was one of.
So 7.
Risache.
7.
He's in Atlanta, right?
He's in Atlanta. So
and he ain't doing nothing.
That was Austin's favorite player too, coming out of that draft.
I don't know about that. Eric says, why you got to bring up the auto pen Strick? You ought to be paused. We're going to put the show on pause. We're going to go to break, bring in Kevin Meyer, Myers, Cork, and Bottle. That'll lead off hour 2. Plenty more to get into when we get back. You're listening to On the Block on the Ticket.
Now's the best time to lock in early order savings on a new John Deere planter from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Plan for success with the latest technology, including Exact Emerge high-speed planters that help you cover more acres with greater precision and productivity. Order your planter for next year now to unlock the biggest savings of the season. Contact your local Landmark location today and experience the Landmark difference.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Safety is always at the top of mind at Lincoln Electric System. The safety of our employees and the safety of our customers. It's National Safety Month. Visit les.com/safety for tips on all things related to electrical safety. If you're working in your yard, remember never to place landscaping structures and fences too close to above-ground electrical equipment. It's unsafe and could cost you financially. Visit les.com for a complete fence and landscaping installation guide.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Muchachos has been serving Lincoln delicious pork, brisket, and chicken tacos for several years now, as well as Hatch Mac nachos and more. Muchachos also brings you close to the taste buds of your favorite local college athletes with NIL deals like the B3 burrito for Bella Bacon of Nebraska softball and many more. See a variety of different NIL options at Muchachos at 11th and K, or order online at yomuchacho.com. Open 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Why wait until Friday to start your weekend?
Go ahead, start right now.
You're thirsty now, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to help you stock up.
Just in time for the weekend when I like to hit the clubs.
Time to broaden your horizons and try some new wine and beer. It's Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle.
Oh, that was a snap, crackle, and pop.
I like it. I like it. This is just going to be a clicky for Stricky.
Clicky for Stricky. You know Stricky like those.
I couldn't even hear it because you were talking.
I don't care. We got clicky for Stricky. Just know that, Austin. And it ain't, even though it ain't red, Austin.
Hey, who does the clicky come from?
From Stricky. From Uncle Kevy.
Who it comes from?
Uncle Kevy from Kevin Meyer's Cork and Bottle. That's for sure.
What's up?
How we doing, Kev?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
It's good to have you in the building. Stricky's excited.
Yeah, the thing I love about the College World Series is that you get high-level play, but they're still college kids, so the wheels can come off at any moment. And I was heartbroken for Arkansas the way they lost last night, but that's why we watch. And it's just, I grew up playing baseball. My son played for quite a long time, and I love. It's probably overall my favorite sport. And so the College World Series is a lot of fun. Love seeing Coastal Carolina.
No doubt. Really
love their coach. And for him to do what he's done in his first year as a head skip,
no doubt,
that says a lot. And the fact that he waited, he's been just an assistant coach for 20-something years, and finally got his shot, and he looks like he belongs there for sure.
Speaking of baseball, we are at Lincoln's home for the Royals. They just wrapped up a 4-1 win over the Texas Rangers, and I can confirm we will be carrying the championship series here on 93.7 The Ticket. So Coastal Carolina versus LSU. Tune in.
Pause.
Killer. Heck
Uncle
yeah.
Kevy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm outside of the biases that you have for whatever team. Bias.
Uh-huh.
Who do you really like?
Who do I like?
When you really look at it and assess it and break it down.
Well, LSU is always tough to beat. But I've watched more Coastal Carolina, so I'm kind of rooting for them, I'd say.
Yeah, me too.
If I could, but the thing is, it's like their coach said, he said, this isn't a Cinderella story. We've been playing high-level baseball for quite a long time, and we've been here and we've won it. And so, that component, you just kind of don't think about them not being an SEC or, an ACC squad, which, or a lot of times too, you had a lot of teams from the old Pac-12, at the end. And so you just don't think of a team like Coastal Carolina being a high-level baseball program, but they certainly are. But I'd like to see them win, I think.
Who do you guys remember who Coastal beat the first time they won a championship?
Tennessee.
It's not Tennessee. It was a former Pac-12 school in Arizona. Arizona's head coach that year is now LSU's current head coach, Jay Johnson. Okay, let's keep this going. So not only is it Coastal Carolina versus Jay Johnson, Coastal Carolina, to get to Omaha, beat LSU in the Super Regional in Baton Rouge in 2016.
There you go.
Levels.
There are levels.
Layers of this stuff.
So there's a famous interview with an LSU pitcher. Guy's name is Todd Peterson. And he's pitching in a game. They, for some reason, they can't DH him or whatever without pulling him out, and he's throwing a gem. So they decided to let him hit. And his coach is like, "Did you ever hit in high school?" He said, "Oh yeah, I used to hit bombs." and then so he's like, "All right, well, just don't swing the bat, just get in there and
take your pitches."
And he's like, "Coach, man, I hit bombs in high school, And he's like, "All right, go ahead, swing away." And he just absolutely nukes one off the wall for like a 3-run double. They win the game. And after the game, they're in the post-game interview, and he's like, "Coach, I got to level with you. They didn't let me hit in high school at all." And the reporter was like, "What do you think when we were up there?" And he's like, "Go Yard." And she's like, "Go Yard." He's like, "Yeah, I'm a pitcher. What do I got to lose?" It was like one of the all-time greatest interviews ever.
That is incredible. You also last week talked about the AI Sasquatch videos being some of the greatest things ever. We have a text here from Cubsker. He says, hey, tell Kevin thanks for bringing up the AI Sasquatch TikToks last week. I saw my first one the Friday after he mentioned it, and I've been dying of laughter ever since.
Yeah, it's almost like they've almost got too much content right now. There's so many of them that they've jumped the shark a little bit, but they're really well done. and yeah, there's it's dude humor, so whatever.
Disc Golf Jake does chime in with the link to the interview. You lied to me, Todd. I wanted to hit, coach.
Yeah, right.
I love it. Well, we want to drink. What are we starting with? Beer or the wine?
Let's do the beer. So
right.
Let's face it, it's summer. It's going to be hot. And so we're trying to bring the patio pounders, the cooler downers. And so this is a beer from our friends at Cross Train and Papillion La Vista called Cabana Crusher. And it's a citrus wheat ale meant to be light. The citrus adds a refreshing component, kind of like you say, it is a Cabana Crusher. It's got palm trees with a orange wearing sunglasses on the label. And we don't have palm trees here, but we can look at the cottonwoods and the oaks and feel the same way.
Stricky.
Yeah.
We have patio pounders. Now we have Cabana Crushers. How about that?
Cabana Crushers.
Yes, sir.
And that's special, especially in the heat of these times. You go out to Phoenix, or you go out to Las Vegas, or you go out to LA, or you get out to beautiful Bahamas, and you go to a nice resort, and they have what they call a cabana.
Yes, sir.
Copa, not the Copa, but a cabana. And you sit out there with a
Cabana Crusher.
A Cabana Crusher. This is what you got to get right here. Let's get it started.
You get the citrus.
Indeed.
Not super punchy, but you get it a little bit.
You get a little hint
subtle
of IPA.
But present.
Get a little IPA hit.
This is this is actually a wheat. And so sometimes wheat beers kind of turn me off because they can have this sort of like fruity, pebbly, cereally sort of sweetness from the wheat. And then they also feel like they just expand in your stomach. But this one is actually pretty light and pretty crushable.
What's the difference then in style of making a wheat beer versus a traditional like hops beer?
Well, they can hop wheat beers. In fact, I think we just did one not that long ago. And a lot of times they're barley based. And so you're going to have, that's more like your regular lagers and things like that. But you can really make beer from almost any grain that you can think of. They actually will use oats in there too. That will give it a softer mouthfeel. But the wheat ones, especially with the unfiltered wheats, have that cereally, like Fruit Loopy, sort of sweetness. And like I said, they kind of make you full. But you
drink your calories instead of eat them, right?
Right. Well, Boulevard Wheat was like a gateway beer for me back when it first came out. That's what got me off of Busch Light and into drinking more craft beer. And so it does serve a purpose. So we'll put it that way.
What is that filtering process in a wheat beer? What's the difference between a filtered or unfiltered? What's the purpose of it?
Well, so your unfiltered wheats are going to look awfully cloudy. And the Germans are the ones that invented it. They call it a Hefeweizen. And basically it's just kind of instead of filtering the beer, they'll do what's called racking. So they'll siphon it off the top out of the fermenter and then just leave the remaining sediment in the bottom. And then they'll just purge that out at a later time after they've siphoned off the amount of beer that they want. So instead of running, the idea being is that by not filtering it, you don't filter out a lot of the things that give it complexities as well. So, but it can make it, like I said, I feel like
cereally.
And it's kind of like the same reason why you're not supposed to feed bread to ducks, because it expands in their stomach and starts to ferment, stuff like that. That's kind of what I feel like a bread stuffed duck.
Does that make it kind of explode inside?
Them.
That's why they don't recommend it. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Were you a one of those people that fed bread to ducks back in the day?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when the kids were little, go out to Pioneers Park, bring a loaf of bread, feed it to the ducks. It's good, wholesome family fun. But then I realized it's not very good for them. So
I wonder who commissioned that study. Like, you're just trying to do something nice for, the local fauna, just trying to help out. Right.
Right.
You're just trying to be a good guy, but stop feeding the ducks.
I guess.
Come on. Come on.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
They got to be, right?
Yep. But yeah, the same reason why they quit doing the tradition of throwing rice at weddings, because the birds would eat the rice and it would expand in their stomachs and cause gastrointestinal issues, I guess.
Poor birds.
But I'm sure they're fine.
I'm trying to think. Did you do rice at your wedding?
Gosh, I don't remember.
Because we had confetti like at ours.
Yeah.
It looked like little snow cones. So like rolled up like paper funnels and just kind of.
I think we had little bubbles. So people just blew bubbles, if I remember correctly.
Tiny bubbles.
That's right.
Did any of your kids ever try to eat the bubble one instead of blow the bubbles?
Just like stick it in their mouth and then get sour face, sour soap face. Probably, yeah.
I'm in that phase right now.
All right,
with my kid, not with me. I know how to do bubbles.
You've learned, you've evolved. Yeah,
I have.
I mean, I'm sure it came from an experiment, and you went, nope, not doing that again.
Probably.
That's the way kids got to learn, man.
Speaking of bubbles, this wine doesn't have very many of them.
It does
very
not.
nice looking rosé though. So
But
let's
it
talk
is,
about
yeah. So a nice chilled rosé on a hot day is a great way to go, especially if you're sitting outside. And this one comes from Washington State, in particular the Yakima Valley. And it's interesting because it's rosé of Sangiovese. So number one, you don't see a lot of domestic Sangiovese being grown. Number two,
and that's a type of grape.
That's a type of grape. So you've heard of Chianti, Silence of the Lambs, Chianti and fava beans, right?
Indeed.
So when you drink a Chianti, it has to be a minimum of 80% Sangiovese, and it's the king grape of Tuscany, and that's where it comes from. But this one has been transplanted into Washington State in the Yakima Valley, and then they make a rosé from it. And so basically, what happens is we've talked about maceration of the skins before, and what that is essentially after they crush it, the skins either stay in contact or they don't, or they limit the contact. And so if you take a red grape and crush the juice out, it comes out relatively clear or lightly pink. So what makes a red wine red is the skins. So the skins stay in contact and they get stirred around, and that's the process called maceration. Well, with a rosé, the skins are only allowed very, very limited maceration, so it turns it pink, and so it's really a hybrid of a red and a white wine. So
they pull the skin out. Is it kind of drain it out,
filter it out? Yep, exactly. And so it's really a hybrid of a red and a white wine because it doesn't have tannin because of the limited skin contact. And then also you drink it chilled like a white, but it's made from a red grape, and so it's kind of like a white with a little bit of extra oomph to it. And a lot of times these rosés kind of look how they taste. They have sort of a fresh strawberry sort of a aroma and flavor. But these are fermented dry, so the residual sugars are all fermented out.
Uncle Kevy, question.
Yes, sir.
So now some people say when they're drinking their wine, they prefer it to come room temperature, or they prefer it to be chilled. Or which wines are best chilled, cool, put in the refrigerated, as opposed to just room temperature?
Great question. General rule of thumb is that red wines you're going to drink room temp, white wines you'll drink chilled. If you want to get down to the nitty gritty, really ideal serving temperature for a red wine is about halfway between cellar temp and room temp. So cellar temp is 55 degrees ideally, and then room temp is usually about 70. So somewhere in that 60, 65, 63. Just so cool, but not chilled.
Not chilled. Okay.
Whites, you can just chill, and there's just something about a red wine. If you chill it, you can put an edge on it that doesn't necessarily need to be there in terms of how it feels in the mouth.
And if you chill it, you probably get some more like sharpness, right?
Exactly. That's kind of what I mean by an edge, that sort of sharper mouthfeel. And so when it's room temp, it's going to feel softer on your palate. White wines, you kind of want that sharpness because they don't have the tannins. And so you want that acidity to come through, and the chilling of it kind of helps that happen.
When you're drinking, like,
boy, that's good. That's great.
Yeah.
Brand new to the store, $22. Just showed up today. Yeah, really, really nice stuff.
When you're drinking a good chilled wine, is it you want to try to keep it cool? Like with a kufi, or let me ask this question. Is it a kufi? Oh,
koozie.
Let's ask a different question. Have you ever heard of anybody taking wine and making them into Jello, like a shot or like a Jello?
Or is
that more of a liqueur type of thing?
Well, I've heard of people doing like spritzers.
Okay.
You know, like wine spritzers. So you could take, probably like a club soda or even like a LaCroix, add some, some fruit to it, some wine. You could even add like a little bit of triple sec, give it some orange flavor in there. But now that you say that, because like sometimes when the wife and I are sitting out on the patio, it faces west, and so it gets hot. We're on the deck, I guess, and so keeping your wine chilled can be a challenge. Yeah. And as much as I hate to admit this, sometimes I'll put an ice cube in it and just to kind of keep it chilled. You're not supposed to do that, but sometimes.
But if the wine guy can do it, you just gave the rest of us permission to do it. So thank you.
And drink what you like with what you're doing. Don't let a snooty book tell you that.
That's really good, bro.
Whatnot. Yeah, isn't that tasty?
That's really good, tasty wine. Right
so way back when we first started doing Thirsty Thursday, I did it with Adrian Fiala. Mm-hmm. Rest his soul. Talk about just a gem of a human being. If I could be like anybody in the world, I would want to be like Adrian Fiala. And he loved Misty's, especially Misty's prime rib. And so occasionally we would text back and forth before the show, and he would say, hey, I'm going to have, I'll bring some of this in, and you can bring this or whatever else. And there was one time that I showed up with a dry rosé, and he had some of that Misty's prime rib. And that's not really a pairing.
Yeah.
You'd say a nice cab and a slab, et cetera, et cetera. But that, I don't know if it was the seasoning or what it was, but that rosé and that prime rib just were magic. And so whenever I drink a rosé, especially when we do it on Thirsty Thursday, I always remember that time of doing that show with Adrian Fiala and what of a gem of a human that guy was.
Last question for me.
Yeah.
And then Austin, I'll let him take over now. Would you say this is a good introductory wine, especially for a female friend, a new girlfriend that hasn't really been accustomed to wine? They may like to drink brown or white liquor, but you want to introduce them to wine. Would you say that the Airfield is one of those ones?
I think that would be approachable to a wide array of people, for certain. Generally speaking,
I actually like it.
Most folks start with the sweeter stuff, like a good German Riesling or a Moscato, something along those lines, and then you gradually work your way drier and more full-bodied. Now, this is a wine that I would tell Ellie, hey, this would be a great wine for you, because it's fresh and it has that. It's not sweet, but it has that fruitiness to it that, like I said,
it doesn't bite you.
It doesn't bite you, no. Mm-hmm. And it's like just biting into a fresh strawberry. It just tastes good and has that easy drinking mouthfeel. It's nice and chilled. It's clean. It's light. I would definitely say this would be a great introductory wine for anybody, or even an experienced person, because obviously I'm a wine nerd. I've been doing this for my full-time career for 25 years, and I love this. This is great. I'm going to have more of this on the deck.
I love your description of it too, because I get more of the white wine characteristics, but enough of the red that if I were to not see the color, if I was drinking this blindfolded, I would say, I get more white vibes, but it's not like all the way there.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of that nice hybrid.
Is this, it's not 50-50, it's 75-25 white, red, 60-40, 65-35?
I would probably say it 3-1.
Okay.
3-1, 4-1, something like that, in terms of just kind of, if a red wine is this and a white wine is that, and this is a hybrid, I would say it's 3-1, 4-1 white to red in terms of how it drinks and its characteristics.
I love it. It's incredible stuff. 2 Cabana Crushers. Well, 1 Cabana Crusher.
One Cabana Crusher, 1 patio pounder, and two great ways to beat the heat.
And only one place to get it in Lincoln.
That's right. Myers Cork and Bottle on the corner of 13th and South.
He's Kevin Myers. Strix on the end. I'm Austin. Thanks as always, Kevin. Appreciate it.
Thank you, gentlemen.
We'll be back more on the block after this. Country music star Rodney Atkins will be performing at the Icebox on Friday, June 20th. Tickets start at $30 and doors open at 7 p.m. The capacity is only 3,000, so don't wait. Buy your tickets at LincolnStars.com today before it sells out.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with pay starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
I want to ride. Do you want to ride? June is officially riding month at Rod's Power Sports, Nebraska's largest volume Honda Power Sports dealership. Come in now and take advantage of huge savings and a great inventory selection during Rod's I Want to Ride celebration days all month long. Simply schedule a qualified demo ride on one of their new Honda motorcycles, ATVs, scooters, or side-by-sides, or purchase a new or used vehicle, and you get a free custom I Want to Ride t-shirt. Plus, all month long, they have 10% discounts on all wearables, parts, accessories, and oil change kits when purchased with a new or used Honda. Free refreshments served each Saturday morning in June. Just show up and say, I want to ride, and they'll fix you up with some free stuff and help you pick out that new ride. Come ride with Rod's Power Sports in Lincoln or online at rodspowersports.com. For your safety, read the owner's manual and always wear a helmet and eye protection. Honda Power Sports vehicles are for riders 16 years and older. Honda recommends that all ATV riders take a training course.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Are you ready for a new opportunity?
Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Welcome back into this On the Block, brought to you by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Austin and Strick with you. Jay handling some business for the moment. He'll be back to wrap things up. And then, of course, for Old School, big thanks to Kevin Meyer for stopping in
That part.
for Thirsty Thursday. Stricky,
Gee,
9 years ago today,
that part.
the Cleveland Cavaliers
Mm-hmm.
won their first NBA title, completing the 3-1 comeback against the
Golden
greatest
State.
regular season team in terms of wins of all time.
Uh-huh.
Looking back at that series, Golden State won the first game by 15, the second game by 33. Cleveland comes back with a 30-point win when the series flips back to Cleveland. Warriors win it by 11 to go up 3-1. Then Cleveland wins by 15, by 14, and then by 4, helping, punctuated by really those two plays, LeBron, the chase down block on Iguodala, and Kyrie Irving's crossover step back 3. Steph Curry tries that behind the back pass that sails out of bounds. If I asked you who the leading scorers were for both teams in that final game 7, who would you say?
Kyrie Irving.
Braun 27, Kyrie 26. But Kyrie shot better. He was 10 of 23. Okay, and then for Golden State.
Klay Thompson.
It was not Klay. Draymond Green.
I gotta stay with going with my first mind.
Don't forget, so Draymond got suspended for game 5, was back for game 6 in Cleveland, but they lost it anyways. Then in game 7, Draymond was the game's leading scorer with 32 points. He was 11 of 15, 6 of 8 from 3, 4-4 at the free throw line, 15 boards,
That's why he
9
got
assists,
paid.
2 steals.
That's why he got paid.
Yeah.
He showed up. That's big time. That's big time.
But Cleveland got it done.
Got it done.
It's wild to think that was 9 years ago.
I'm glad Jay ain't here because I know he would come in against Stricky on this one. But
as he do.
Listen, how many titles has LeBron won?
Bron got 4
right?
of them. Yep. 2 in Miami, 1 in Cleveland, 1 in LA.
We all know about what happened in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
We all know Jason Terry outscored him. We all know that San Antonio had them on the brink.
Dead to rights.
Everybody had left the freaking building and they was trying to get back in, but they couldn't because they had made the comeback. And if it was not for if I want someone to just do a breakdown and really look at what his championships amassed. I can literally only say that maybe 2 of them, matter of fact, at the top, I know 2 of them, had it not been for Kyrie and had it not been for Ray Allen, they don't win. I know there's one of them where he was Himothy.
That was 2012.
Sure. For
the first
sure.
title in Miami.
Right. For sure. He was Himothy. It's debatable on another one. So
I would say the bubble. I mean, AD
the
gets
bubble,
a lot of credit, but
AD don't get credit for that. He was the dominating factor.
Braun was really good in that finals.
Look, AD was the dominating factor for me.
That's fair. I'm not here to argue with it. And let's just go back through some of the box scores of these games because I mean LeBron in that final game 7, he went for 27 points, had a triple double, 27, 11, and 11. That's pretty darn good. The game before, I think it would have been game 6. That's the game that both Braun and Kyrie absolutely went off, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the game both of them had. No, so Braun had 41, 8, and 11 in game 6. Kyrie had 23. Maybe it's game 5? One of those games, I think both of them went for 40. And it was absolutely insane how they put the Cavs on their back. Yeah, so it was game 5. When Draymond was out with the nut kicking. Braun had 41, 16, and 7.
Pause.
That's what he did. Kyrie had 41 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. I mean, the big two of those, I mean, Kevin Love was there, but that game 5, Kevin Love only had 2 points, 3 rebounds, and assist. It was those two guys helping carry LeBron through. But to your point, that 2013 title doesn't happen if, number one, San Antonio doesn't make the substitution out, or substitution in, I think, for rebounding purposes. They miss it, and then they don't have anyone out to cover the corner on Ray Allen, which, Stricky, talk about that play from Ray Allen in and of itself. Spatial awareness, not having to look down to where your feet are, just knowing where you're at on the court, and catch up here, no dip.
Tippy, tippy toe, tippy, tippy, tippy. If he does anything other than tippy, tippy toe, he's out of bounds. So the fact that he was able to kind of, like you said, spatial awareness, understand the moment of the time, but then make a big shot in the moment. Shout out to him. Ray Allen was one of the best to do it, though, man. Listen, we always said scouting report on Ray Allen is you better be there on catch. If you ain't there on catch, you too late.
Night-night.
Yeah. Go to sleep.
The one that I really want to pick your brain on, just big picture, right? We don't have to get into details of it. I'll give LeBron primary credit for 2 of his 4 wins and then say he was really helped in 2 of his 4 wins. That 2007 finals, he's in year 5 in the league. He takes the Cavs to the finals. They get swept by the Spurs in 2007. Do you give LeBron more credit for dragging that team there? Or is it more a knock against him that he couldn't even help him win a single game that year?
Yeah, you got to give credit for him getting them there. That team was definitely no matchup for San Antonio at that time. San Antonio, even though they were elderly statesmen, right? At that time, was that the team they were in their 30s?
So the 2007.
What time? No, they weren't then. That was later.
No, that'd have been 14.
That was the 14 one.
Yeah.
So they're in their prime. This is a prime Spurs team with depth. They were solid in every way. Tim Duncan, Mr. Fundamentals, was getting it done. I got to give him credit. I've got to give him credit for getting them there. But look, the East was they used to call the East the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
Right? But you still got to give him credit. I can't knock his hustle for him getting that team over the hump. And, prime LeBron was definitely special in that period of time. No doubt. I got to give him credit.
So that 2007 series, I didn't realize this, Strick. Game 1, 9-point Spurs victory. Game 2, 9-point Spurs victory. Then in Cleveland, the Spurs only won by 4 combined points in those games. It was 75-72 and 83-82. The big what if for me when we look at kind of that mid-2000s era, though, of the NBA, is just how close Golden State came to not winning another one. They were in a dogfight with a 67-win San Antonio team until Zaza Pachulia lands under Kawhi Leonard, sprains the ankle, quad tendinopathy, and the rest is history for Kawhi and San Antonio from there.
Yeah, that definitely was devastating. I think that, Pop was quite upset about how that whole situation went down. But I really think, well, that was a rule change too that was implemented, walking under players. So that definitely changed the game as well. But I really do think, look, just think about the makeup of that team. Dellavedova and Shumpert,
Richard Jefferson, Amon Shumpert, Tristan Thompson.
That was trash. That team was trash. And he was able to get him there. So, but here's the other thing.
Well, part of it too
was he clutch? But I would love to look at the clutch numbers, because I think as close as they were, still LeBron would defer in moments during that period.
Who was the better running mate for LeBron, D Wade or Kyrie?
Great question.
I think D Wade is, at the end of the day, probably going to have the better career.
Yeah, but
I think Kyrie was the
better fit. Yeah, I think he was the better fit for what they had going on.
Why would you say that Kyrie's the better fit? Let me pick your brain on that first.
Because Kyrie, let's see, D Wade has a takeover gene as well.
Oh, so does Kai, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just think Kyrie's crafty abilities with the handle and with the ball can create a little bit more than Dwayne. Dwayne is very downhill.
Straight line.
Dwayne is very straight line. One move at you with strength and athletic elevation.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie can break you down in 100 different ways, and he's like the kung fu master who can nick and cut you 100 different ways before you realize that you're cut, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm about to fall out because I didn't realize I was cut this much. He's that kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Dwayne, look, Bosch gave them the extra oomph. I believe.
You got to my next question.
Yeah.
Better third banana, Bosch or Love?
Definitely Bosch. Definitely Bosch. Bosch was a monster in Toronto.
Yes.
He was really that guy. He was really that guy. And I think his career was hindered by the blood clotting. Yeah, I hate that for him because he was really that. He was gifted. You know, guy to Dallas too. You know, out of Lincoln and Dallas. You know, so I'm familiar with him definitely.
Bosch was just a better defender, I think, than Love was as well. Love could hold his own, but he was mostly going to gobble the boards more than anything.
He could shoot the three probably better than Bosch.
Yeah.
You know, more consistent.
I think it was less of an adjustment for Love than it was for Bosch.
Agreed.
Like you said, like Kevin Love was a star, but he was a good stats, bad team.
He probably rebounded better than Bosch, but
Love was a walking double-double.
Walking double-double. Easy work. Now, I got to give credit for what Love did in Minnesota. He was phenomenal in Minnesota. Like, you had to wonder, like, golly, like, it was good for him to get to Cleveland. I think it helped him tremendously to get to Cleveland. He's still playing, bro.
Yeah. 6 years in Minnesota, Love averaged 19, 12, and 3. He was there for 6 years at the start of his career. That's where he started. 19, 12, and 3.
Would you say he's a pre-version of Jokic?
Ooh,
the prime Kevin Love, without the passing. I think Jokic's vision is just super.
I mean,
natural.
on the low, Kevin Love did average 4 assists his final year in Minnesota, but that's not triple-double levels of assists. No, I think Jokic has a better handle. I think Love is kind of the bridge, right, between the
who's more craftier?
Jokic. Yeah, I think Love is kind of the bridge that got us to Joker. Where I think Love was more of that throwback. Could definitely shoot it, though. I mean, for his career, he's a 37% three-point shooter, which is really good. Yeah. I think both Nikola Jokic and Karl Anthony Towns watched Kevin Love, but just took two different pieces of his game.
I think the closest thing to me that I've seen of Jokic is Brad Miller.
Hello.
He's
okay.
Just slow, good footwork, good body. Didn't shoot it as good, but he could shoot it. But remember, he played in the time frame where
get your butt to the block.
Yeah, it wasn't really a necessity, but he could. But he reminds me so much of Jokic.
That's funny. I would not have come up with that.
Brad Miller.
How about that? Shout out Brad Miller. Let's go ahead and take a break.
Brad Miller is, if you can think. Listening, 402-464-56, all you guys that are listening, if you're in the Lincoln, Omaha area, and you're able to get to 10th and 11th and 0 to the ticket, I'm going to give you a WTF shirt for this one. Just tell me your size, and if we got it, I'll give it to you. So here's the thing. What animal am I thinking of if I'm thinking about Jokic and Brad Miller? What animal? If you can name the animal 402-4. There's an animal in my brain. We'll come back before we get out of here, and I'll tell you what the animal is. 402-464-5685, and it can't be the honey badger because you know they build different.
They build different.
Tell me what animal I'm thinking of. I'm going to give you a WTF shirt.
There you have it. Think of your answers. Send them in 402-464-5685. We'll see if you get it right when we get back.
Follow Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's specials through June 24th are $1 off ground beef, 15% off on aprons, 15% off cornhead beer, and buy one, get one 50% off on brats and hot dogs, limit 2. Plus, stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
I want to ride. Do you want to ride? June is officially riding month at Rod's Power Sports, Nebraska's largest volume Honda Power Sports dealership. Come in now and take advantage of huge savings and a great inventory selection during Rod's I Want to Ride celebration days all month long. Simply schedule a qualified demo ride on one of their new Honda motorcycles, ATVs, scooters, or side-by-sides, or purchase a new or used vehicle, and you get a free custom I Want to Ride t-shirt. Plus, all month long, they have 10% discounts on all wearables, parts, accessories, and oil change kits when purchased with a new or used Honda. Free refreshments served each Saturday morning in June. Just show up and say, I want to ride, and they'll fix you up with some free stuff and help you pick out that new ride. Come ride with Rod's Power Sports in Lincoln or online at rodspowersports.com. For your safety, read the owner's manual and always wear a helmet and eye protection. Honda Power Sports vehicles are for riders 16 years and older. Honda recommends that all ATV riders take a training course.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, sunny skies, maybe breezy and hot with a high near 95. Tonight, a slight chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, mainly clear and breezy, low around 75. And tomorrow, lots of sunshine, breezy and hot with a high around 103. I'm meteorologist Kyle Buck from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You've heard the phrase bigger is better. Hello, this is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. As applied to family law firms, this phrase can be misleading. Yes, it's true that more resources, proven processes, a wealth of shared experience and expertise, these are all good things. But it's also true that being local has its advantages for a law firm. Familiarity with judges, with local experts, opposing counsel, even the local rules and practices. So if you're a guy confronting a family law matter, you should be thinking right now, I need all the above. I need big and local. In that case, call Cordell & Cordell, a national law firm comprised of local offices with local attorneys who practice in local courts. Remember, for over 35 years, we've been the partner that you can count on.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys. 402-858-3220. CordellCordell.com. 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Welcome back into On the Block one final time for the day. Of course, come back with us tomorrow from 3 to 5. Big thanks to Love Volleyball Omaha for their sponsorship of the final segment of our show. Get your season tickets or renew your season tickets, lovboma.com. Austin and Strick with you. Jay will be along for Old School. All right, Stricky, you had a T-shirt you wanted to give away.
I did.
What was the question? What were we talking about?
The question was, Brad Miller reminds me of an earlier version of Nikola Jokic. What animal came to my mind as I think about them as a player? And could someone land it that happens to be in the Lincoln, Omaha area that has access to come by and grab one here at 11th and O Street at the Ticket in the Mill?
Did anyone get it on the text line?
Well, let me just say this.
Did anyone get it in studio?
My boy Austin, the cerebral cortex man, or the reverent resident encyclopedia got it. And there's another person, unnamed texter 8642. Put your name in the log here on 93.7 The Ticket, 402-464-5685. And he hit it. Sloth.
Nailed it.
Was
Woo!
The animal I thought about, the sloth. Just, finger roll. Sloth. That was the answer. Shout out to them. And one texter said, D-Man, shout out to D-Man. D-Man said, Jokic passes like an octopus. Just hands just flailing all over the place.
Sure.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you. Good one.
It's funny because octopus is usually used to mean like defense, right? Arms everywhere sort of thing. So I've never heard octopus used in relation to offense.
No,
before,
octopus would be like Gobert.
See, I've heard it more for like Draymond or like the Thompson twins.
Okay. I can see it.
That's what I've heard it for at least. But
because they're kind of quick too. One say
arms everywhere.
Yeah.
Dyson Daniels, Herb Jones sort of thing.
Yeah. I can see what you're saying.
Stricky, NBA Finals Game 6 tonight. OKC looking to wrap things up in Naptown, Indianapolis. They're favored by 5.5 points. If the series ends tonight, who's the Finals MVP?
I mean, you listen, you've got to say Shea. Shea has been the most consistent player. Like you know, when you get Jalen Williams that does what he does and he's active and he gets after it and he's aggressive and, you know, he's been impactful, but the most consistent person on that team, night in and night out, who can walk in the gym and get you 30 or get you up there and is going to make sure you're in the game is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. So I think that's him.
game scores. This is a metric from Sports Reference. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's game scores 26, 32, 14.5, 24, 27.3. Jalen Williams, 11.3, 14.4, 15.9, 17, and 30.3. Yes, it's going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander if OKC is able to close it out. Let's say they do. Let's say it's Shai. He would join a very short list of players to win both MVP, Finals MVP, and let's check on the actual championship to win that trifecta. Can you name the most recent player to do it?
The trifecta?
Yep. MVP of the regular season, Finals MVP, and won the championship.
Jokic.
Was not Jokic.
There's got to be.
It's not Giannis.
It's not Giannis? Cap.
I'm telling you, this is from NBA.com.
It is not Giannis?
It is not.
Then you got to go back a little bit further. Is it?
At least according to this article from NBA.com that I'm reading, it is not Jokic or Giannis.
Is it? Then it can't, because Steph Curry didn't do it. It was Iguodala.
Correct. Yeah, Steph not having a Finals
That's
MVP is
crazy
hiking
work.
crazy.
Crazy work.
Especially if you look at what Bron averaged in that first.
It's got to be
Finals.
LeBron then.
Indeed,
It's got to
it
be
is.
LeBron.
Bron did it back-to-back years, 2012, 2013. I'll give you a corner three t-shirt if you can guess the previous person before LeBron.
Michael Jordan.
There was one between MJ and LeBron. How about this, Tricky? Big Fundamental.
Big Fundamental Timmy D?
In 2003.
Look how that worked out, that rhyme.
Hey.
Big Fundamentals. Wow. Yeah, that's big time. Deserved it though. So he was good all the way around. Defense, offensively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shout out to Timmy D.
Who you got tonight?
NBA Finals.
Who you got tonight?
In 7.
Ooh! Pacers get it done despite a hobbled Halliburton.
Voice. In 7.
Even with Halliburton hobbled?
Hobbled
Pacers
Halliburton.
Find a way?
In 7.
Is it the Spicy P game?
Spicy
Pascal
P.
Siakam?
Spicy P.
Is it Miles Turner? Who wins it for Indy
They
tonight?
better give Miles Turner some work, because to not let him get that work last game, it was your fault. And they still almost won. So you better give Miles Turner some work.
Thunder get it done tonight.
Negative.
That's what I'm saying.
You said in 5.
I told you to watch out for 6, though. I told you. I got receipt. No, you can't throw that cap. You were in that very seat when I said it. You know what I'm talking about. Bet on the Block, brought to you by the Mercado. Old School, brought to you by the same, right after this. Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese.